Hey, Masters of Time. It's Time Wizard. I mean, Terra Master. That is Drake, and we're back with more Edison content, including I don't know, should we call it an original deck? We'll call it an original deck. This is
Absolutely.
all right. This is Plasma Christia. We haven't thought of a better name for it yet. So I haven't, you haven't, unless you have one right now. But tell us about this deck.
I just call it Plasma when we play test. But yeah, obviously. So your goal in this deck is to summon either a Plasma or a Christia, or in some occasions, both, which is really good. And how you're going to enable that is with the Agent of Creation Venus. So what that card does is to 1600 normal summon that you can pay 500 to special summon a Shine Ball from deck or hand. So if you do that twice, you have 3 monsters on the field. You can distribute those right away to special summon a Plasma. That's a solid play. Take your opponent's monster, and now you have a Plasma that just skill drains all of their monsters. So they have to deal with that pretty quickly or they're in trouble. And then Christia, we all know that it's one of the best boss monsters in the format. So you enable her in pretty much the same way. If you go Venus and special summon 3 Shine Balls, you have 4 fairies. They're not in your graveyard yet, but you have 4 fairies. They're set up for her. And then, of course, to get fairies engraved, you also have your orange lights. And I'm actually using purple lights as well to negate traps. Yeah, and to find the Plasmas, we have Stratos, who can also find Alias if you just want to beat her. That is also a light monster for Chaos Sorcerer. We've got Gores and Tragodia to try and stay alive. We're not running a whole lot of traps. It's a very monster-heavy deck. We've got Spirit Reaper. That was Terra's idea. That card is fantastic in here. Keeps you alive, plucks cards out of their hand, and it's dark for Allure and Chaos Sorcerer. So that works out very well. Other ways to get out Plasma, we have the really good Scapegoat. That card alone gets out a Plasma and leaves you with an extra token left over. And then we have a couple Fires of Doomsday. It only gives you 2 tokens, so you will still have to get out a 3rd monster with your normal summon or something to actually summon the Plasma, but it helps out a lot. We also have trade-ins. So you can trade in a Christia or a Plasma, drop 2 new cards, and then you can call the Haunted, the Christia that you discarded with trade in or orange light or purple light. So a lot of cool plays here. Sideboard, pretty standard. We've got like Cyber Dragons, DD Crows, trying out green lights to negate mainly Miracle Fusions, but it can negate a whole bunch of good cards, right? Brain Control and Heavy Storm are things you're going to want to negate. We got Kaiku, we got Snowman Eaters. The Soul Takers are basically for problems we have like their Christia or Fossil Dyna or Ryo, anything like that, that will deal with that. Royal Decree. Yeah, we don't want them to resolve like an Oppression or a Torrent or a Mirror Force, any of that on us. That's real bad for us. So we side in Oppressions. And we also side in the Trap Does Shoot if we're going first, and then other certain matchups you just put it in first or second. Like Frog Monarchs, they're always going to have a big hand. So that card's always going to be good. Torrent, if they either play a lot of monsters or they play monsters you do not want to deal with, right? Like Christia or Fossil Dyna again. Extra deck is pretty standard. We do get to play Junk Archer and Junk Warrior, is his name? Level 5? Yeah. We do get to play those because we are playing the 1 Junk Synchron. You could even put a Mistworm in here if you cut a card. And in the sideboard, one thing I'll say is I think Nobleman of Crossout would be really good. So maybe cut a Snowman Eater or 2 for Nobleman of Crossout. But yeah, we're gonna get right into some replays to show off what this deck can do. All right, we got a replay here for you. We go ahead and win the RPS. Obviously choosing to go first. And we open a super solid hand. We have Scapegoat and Plasma, easy Plasma summon right there. And we also have Orange Light and a Fairy. And we draw we draw Stratos, yeah. We draw Rhoda, which is going to get us Stratos, which is going to get us Alias. Since we already have the Plasma, we don't really need a second one. You can grab a second one if you have something like Trade-In in your hand. But yeah, pretty solid turn 1. Alright, what is he gonna do? He fires off a Space Typhoon. We chain the Scapegoat, of course. He summons a Sirocco, attacks for 200. We're okay with this. He does set a back row, but I think we're just going to fire off this Plasma anyway. Okay. Doesn't respond to it. We choose not to attack because it might be D-Prison. And we have a Solemn. So looks like he's going to summon Sirocco to clear out that last token. He sets another back row. Alright, we drew Trade-In, which is really tempting, and I believe we're just going to do that. We did not draw a Fairy, so we did turn off our Orange Light, unfortunately. Well, we did draw a Spirit Reaper and a Sorcerer, so not bad. We're going to go ahead and attack. He has the Mirror Force, but we set the Solemn last turn. And we set the Spirit Reaper. He sets a monster. We draw a Trade-In, not doing a lot for us here. We attack over a Vayu. What do you got for me now, Terramaster? Oh, he's going to normal summon a hamster so he can torrent. Yeah, that's fine. He has Armwing now, of course, so 2300. We are on low life points. We drew the level 8 for Trade-In. And we have a live Chaos Sorcerer. And now we have a live Orange Light as well. Summon Chaos Sorcerer to banish this. We don't want that in the graveyard for Vayu later. Summon Alias, attack for 19. He sets another monster. We're not scared of it because we have Orange Light. But it's Raikou, and I think we just let that resolve. Yeah, we're okay losing Chaos Sorcerer. Summons a Sirocco, and this is where it comes in super handy that we kept the Orange Light, because he's going to boost the Sirocco, but we're going to negate and destroy the Sirocco. And he can't even attack with the Armed Wing this turn. Alright, Fires of Doomsday, not doing a whole lot for us here. It's one of the cards I'm not crazy about in the deck, because it pretty much just summons Plasma. But we have a Shine Ball engraved now, so Junk Synchron can make a Magical Android, which conveniently has more attack than an Armed Wing. So he takes it all and goes to 200. We gain 600 for Android. He draws and concedes the game. Alright, so we're going to put in DD Crows and Kaikus because it is Vayu Turbo. And we also put in Soul Takers because he might have put in Fossil Dinos. And I didn't have any Nobleman of Crossouts in my sideboard, otherwise I would have put that for going second. It's very good against the Raikous and the hamsters. We opened a Kaiku. and that if that was a nobleman, we'd be very happy. But we're going to try and get out this plasma here. It doesn't work out because he bottomlesses, so we can only get out one shine ball. We're going to set the torrent. And then we realize, that's an easy target for Raikou. So we're going to hold that till he flips his monster, or we flip it up for him. Alright. Attack with the Kaiku. She decides that's what I want to destroy. Attack for 500. It's kind of safe in attack mode since we have Honest. But now that his Raikou's gone, we were able to set our back row. However, we do not want to torrent a card trooper. We don't want to Honest a card trooper either. So that was a very good monster for him to draw. That just happens. However, we top deck D Warrior Lady, which is something we will totally get rid of a card trooper with, hopefully. Alright, no D prison. We're feeling fine. We draw a DD Crow, and we decide let's punch in there with Honest. We're thinking, okay, it's not a D prison and it's not a bottomless. Is it an oppression maybe? We attack, it's a plague spreader. He summons a Thunder King. Okay, that's pretty good for him because that can counter the Plasma and the Christia. But we have Soul Taker for that if needed. Alright, we're going to try and get this Plasma off. And it gets oppressed. Which we kind of knew it was an oppression, but we didn't really have any other great play there. The other option would have been Summon Honest and then Soul Taker the Thunder King. Possibly better. So, yeah, he tributes for Caius, but we have Torrent. We draw Stratos, which is a really nice beater in this situation. Grabbing Alias. Alright, he heavy storms for the negative, so he really wants to get off this play. Which is Gale to get over Stratos and set a new back row. Okay. So we drew Brain Control, which is a crazy card. We're going to summon Alias, Brain Control, and here I think I should have attacked in with Gale, but I decided to just Synchro first. He Brain Controls. And summons a monster, and we have no way to out that, so we will go to game 3. Alright, we put Trap Dust Shoot back in for going first. And hand's alright. We have Honest and Orange Light, so we can protect this Venus really well. We're going to get 3 Shine Balls off this. That way we don't have to draw Shine Balls. And if this board dies, we have 4 Fairies engraved for Christia. If it doesn't die, we have 4 or 3 monsters in play for Plasma. So we're going to protect it with Honest. Do another Venus, which is actually not bad. It is a fairy for orange light. Run in for another 1600. Set the warrior lady. He sets a monster. We flip, because if he torrents here, like I said, we have 4 fairies engraved, so we could just summon Christia if he torrents. So it's likely not a torrent. We attack. Targets the DD warrior lady. We're going to get in for another 1600. So I'm thinking it's oppression here, but it's actually a deep prison. He's just opting not to play. All right. So now, in my mind, it's not a deep prison. So I'm going to make Stardust Dragon, in case this is a Raikou, or in this case, a Fossil Dyna. So I'm thinking, oh, this board's fantastic. We're just going to run in. Ends up being the deep prison. But we do get over the Dyna. So it could have been worse. Chaos Sorcerer. This is really nice. So now he has the torrent. So I can summon the Chaos Sorcerer, but I don't have a way to go for lethal. I do need to DD Crow that value to put a Dark Engrave. And then I was thinking I had 4. I have 6 because of that torrent. I do not have 4. Would have been a real nice turn. That's okay. Leaves him at 900. He goes Allure. Banishes Vayu. T-set pass. Alright, we're going to attack in. Spirit Reaper. Could have been worse. We're going to Soul Take it. He's back at 1900. We do that so we can't Caius us. Sets another monster, sets another back row. Alright. So we can counter a trap here potentially. So I attack in, but it is a fact, a Raikou, and we lose the Chaos Sorcerer. I'm going to set the Heavy Storm here in hopes that he sets another back row. He just passes. We draw Brain Control. So our plan here is set this monster, keep it alive with this Mirror Force, and then hopefully get out this Christia. But this worked out a little too well for us because he's going to return both of these Vayus, make an Armed Wing, attack. We're going to Mirror Force it. Main phase 2, he's going to make a Armor Master with the second Vayu engrave, which gives us a Brain Control target. So that worked out even better than planned. Now will our Christia stick is another question. Go ahead and summon the Christia and then activate Heavy Storm. And that was it. So super fun deck to play. Really, really cool to be able to play Plasma and Christia in the same deck. And then the whole thing that keeps it all together is really the Agent of Creation Venus. Not only giving you the 3 Shine Balls for Plasma, but also putting 4 Fairies engraved for Christia. So really sweet combo there. I think you should try out the deck yourself. It's a ton of fun. And as always, thank you so much for watching.